The clock is ticking toward the general elections next Tuesday. So tonight we have our newest installment of Drinks with Daniels.
Chris Daniels has been sitting down with all the candidates for 7 Seattle City Council races. Alex Pedersen and Shaun Scott are running in District number 4. Chris Daniels talks to Pedersen tomorrow night, but tonight we're going to hear from Shaun Scott. Chris and Shaun met at the U District's Cafe Allegro.
Cafe Allegro, to me, represents the best of District 4 in a lot of ways. We're in a really big mixed-use apartment building right now. It's something that we want to see more of in our district.
What do you think this election cycle is all about?
I think this election cycle is about whose city this is and whose vision for the city is going to win out.
And they cared so much about climate justice that they actually all tried recycling my ideas.
You may already hold the title of funniest council candidate.
Already.
From your appearance, at the Stranger event.
Pretty amazing,
Stand-up comedy is something that I had aspired to many years ago when I was 17 or 18 years old. For some reason, Conan O'Brien was a role model of mine.
Has the campaign been fun?
I think the campaign's been, some would argue, too much fun.
The issues that you're talking about appeal to young voters, especially young voters here in the University of Washington area.
Yeah, they sure do. And, you know, we've gotten a lot of support in areas that have an older population as well. We did very well in Wallingford in the primary, and I think that's because the issues that we have spoken to speak to a sort of rejuvenation in American politics that we've seen in the last few years with candidates like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders.
And one of the first things you would do is pass legislation to grant sovereignty to local tribes.
In the same city where we have a houselessness crisis that is disproportionately impacting indigenous peoples and native peoples in this city.
Now it's all homelessness.
Right.
And it's such a complicated issue, as you know.
Right.
What's one of the things that you think the city of Seattle isn't doing now that if you were elected, you'd try and change?
Right. The solution has to start with revenue, and it has to start with putting a material commitment behind some of the progressive ideals that I think we have here in the city.
That sounds like you're interested in the head tax.
You know, the head tax was a very big debacle in the city. A lot of people decided to get into the race. I was a supporter of the head tax, but I also think that what we don't want to do is bank all of our hopes for more progressive revenue options on a single tax.
Do you think homelessness gets conflated with public safety?
A legitimate public safety concern in this district is the fact that Charlene Lyles was killed here. We have a police force that is, in essence, under federal investigation, out of compliance with a federal consent decree. And so for Black and brown and low-income people, that is a public safety issue. Driving while black is a public safety issue. Being homeless in this area is a public safety issue. This is the logo of the Democratic Socialists of America, which have endorsed me both nationally and in our Seattle chapter.
We're near UW and Roses, so a lot of people, may think, hey, football fan.
No, well, I am. Yeah, I had my Husky sweater on when we were canvassing the other day, on Husky Saturday, and it switches to a Hawks hoodie on Sundays, so I'm aware of my surroundings, let's say.
Well, thanks for sharing a drink with me.
Definitely. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
So it is easy to see all of our King 5 political reports. All you have to do is text the keyword Seattle to 206-448-4545, and we will send you a direct link.